chair, my friend, the kitchen table's on. Kenny's pouring stories like a long, slow.
All right, everybody, welcome back to the kitchen table. I'm Kenny D. You guys know me. I really appreciate you showing up. Make sure you like the channel, subscribe, comment, share. I always have to say that at the beginning because I forget at the end. So do that for me. It really grows the channel. If you like what you see, share it, subscribe, do the whole thing. It helps me out. It helps the channel out, helps us grow so I can get great guests like the guy I have sitting next to me. Now, listen to this guy. Now, when you think of tough, burly, badass fireman from the 80s, and you know, just this is the guy that I think of. Just hands like meat hooks that can just, you know, just rip a ceiling out with his bare hands. And this is the guy that I think of. I'm telling you, I got a chance to work for him in the zoo. He was a Sandhog first after high school, and that's a pretty tough ass union, just like a tough guy that he is. He got on the job FDNY in 1981, was assigned to Engine 45. He transferred up to ladder 58 in 83, got to Rescue 4 in 1992, then promoted to lieutenant in 95, and then got over to 30 truck, the Harlem Zoo, where he earned the nickname the Angel of Harlem at some point, and we'll talk about that. And then he retired in 2009 with 28 total years on the job. Welcome to the kitchen table, Big Mac, retired lieutenant, Jim McCLUSKEY. How are you, brother?
What's up, Kenny? What's going on? Thank you for the introduction.
Absolutely. I mean, a guy with a career like yours, I'm so happy to have you on. I really appreciate you.
No problem. My pleasure.
Yeah, this is you're a guy that you know, working for you, always having fun, and it was great. Really, really good stuff. All right.
Yep.
So we are let's get right into it. Where are you from, Big Mac?
Originally, I was born in the South Bronx, 138th Street and Cypress Avenue, which is 83 and 29's area. Yeah. St. Luke's Parish. And we lived there for a few years, and then we moved up to Fordham Road, where I went to Our Lady of Mercy Grammar School, and I also went to St. Helens High School. My three brothers went there. I went there.
Uh-huh.
And then I got out of grammar school in 1968, and then St. Helens High School in 1972 I graduated, and then we went to Throgs Neck.
Uh-huh.
That's
your high school graduation picture.
Picture, yeah.
Look at you.
Wow.
So handsome.
Yeah. I don't know how wish I had that hair.
Yeah. Did you play any sports in high school?
High school, I played basketball. I wanted to play football, but they didn't have it. Mm-hmm. So the next big sport was basketball. So I was kind of tall when I was a freshman, so I was towering over the other guys. Mm-hmm. But come sophomore year, they shot up past me, so I was the little guy. But I did 4 years of JV, varsity, and then I wanted to go to college. I wanted to become a cop. So
really?
I was thinking of that. I went to John Jay College, criminal justice, for like 6 months. Mm-hmm. I'm not really a student in school. And so that summer, when I got out of high school, I went into the Sandhogs because my grandfather was Sandhogs. They worked on the Lincoln Holland Tunnel.
Right.
Bridge. And so I got my union book that summer, and I worked in the local.
Okay. So can you just explain to people that, because a lot of people that watch the show are from other states, you know, New Yorkers kind of know what Sandhogs are. What's a Sandhog?
Okay, Sandhog is, we're called Local 147 tunnel workers, where we work underground. We do the underground tunneling for rock tunnels, water tunnels, subway tunnels, sewer tunnels, and everything's underneath the ground. So it depends what type of a project it is. Like the major job was the water tunnel. And that job was about 800 feet down, and we traveled from the Bronx through Manhattan, through Welfare Island. It's still going on to this day.
Wow.
I mean, They started in 1970, but they don't come out with it it's not a continuous job. They come out with bids on certain sections of it.
Really?
So right now they're doing 2 shafts that are in Queens that'll go into the main tunnel, and they'll be like a relief valve. So it's hard rock tunnel. We used to drill and use explosives to detonate the rock, break it up, and then we would cart it out in muck cars, and they'd send it up top. Nowadays, what they do is they use a tunnel boring machine. It's more safer than using explosives and all that. But they do have to use the explosives when they're going down the shaft. But when they turn the eye, what they call when they turn to go into the tunnel, they put the machine in, and the machine cuts the rock, and it's more safer.
So did you have that machine when you first started?
No. When I first started, it was all drilling and shooting, you know.
Really?
You would drill like an 8-foot hole. You'd load it with explosives. And an 8-foot hole, you might break 6 foot of rock. You know, because there's always 2 foot of bootleg hole that doesn't go off.
Okay.
And then you would clean it out. You would re-drill again, load it up with dynamite, shoot it, and the process keeps going.
Wow. Wow.
And it's kind of dangerous because the rock is jagged. After you shoot, the rock is like splintered.
Yeah.
Well, you could be in the tunnel maybe a mile, and all of a sudden you hear a rock in back, and you come down, like a slab would come down, because what happens is the air gets behind the rock and it starts popping. Oh, man. There's been a lot of accidents. I mean, friends of mine got banged up pretty good down there.
Were guys that you ever worked down there where guys got buried and you had to dig them out or anything?
Yeah, guys. I had a guy one time out in Queens. It was a soft ground tunnel. It was sand. And what they do is they breast the face down. And what happened was one of the jacks leaked and the breastboard came down and buried a guy.
Holy.
And we had to dig him out, and he was alive. The only thing that saved him was that one of the boards came down and covered his nose. So he had a little pocket to breathe.
Oh, wow.
So we had to like more or less mine very diligently to get him out, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
So we felt his hand, and then we said, we got to do it real quick. 1, 2, 3, pull him out. He was the boss, matter of fact. And we yanked him out, and he went off to the hospital. He lived. Came back that day, and we like, holy shit, this guy's tough. He came back to work. You know?
Man.
But the next day he came in, he was all like banged up. And he says, you don't know what went through my mind last night when I was sitting at home thinking what could have happened to me. Wow. You know, he more or less buried alive.
Yeah.
He was dead.
Holy shit. Wow. That's got to be a scary thing. You guys must like hectic trying to dig him out, but not trying to hurt him, you know?
Right, yeah. But I had a good friend of mine. There was a runaway train in the tunnel one night that jumped the track, hit this guy, Mike Butler. It took his right leg off. His left leg was maimed. Yeah.
Wow.
And, I mean, he lived, but after a while, he passed away. He just, you know, you could have all the money in the world, but if you start drinking, he was drinking a little heavy, you know, and, you know, what are you going to do every day? Every day he's in the bar, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. Now, something like that, a guy gets his leg cut off. You guys are triaging him, right? Like tourniquet, you're doing that? You're calling the fire department?
There was an old-time Irishman that crawled in underneath the rubble where he was because he was wrapped around a pipe, and he had to cut the rest of his leg off just to get him out, just to free him, you know?
Oh, my God.
And that was when I just got on the job. I just left the tunnels to get onto the fire department.
To get on the fire department.
When that happened, I wasn't on that job. I was on that job earlier, but it was a runaway train filled with concrete that broke loose and just started barreling into the tunnel.
Wow. Like, how long is the train? Is it just like one car, or is it?
No, it'd be like a car with like 5 cars in it, and they would load it with muck. You know, they would use a big clam digger, fill it up, and it would come out to the shaft. They would dump it, and it would go up.
Wow.
You know,
now, like, this might be a weird question, but did you guys have to like decompress or anything? You know how like divers have to decompress?
Yeah, the only time we do that is when we work in soft ground, because what happens is the water makes the ground run. So when the compressed air is on, it pushes the walls back. It keeps the walls from coming in.
Really?
And it stops the water. Like I was working on a job on 14th Street, compressed air under 8 pounds of pressure. And at one time, we couldn't make the steel plates on the bottom because the water was coming in and the gravel was coming in. We were like losing it. And the boss called upstairs to the engineers on top and said to raise the pressure to another pound. And all of a sudden, the water stopped as soon as they put the pressure up. Wow. But you got to compress to go in.
Yeah.
You only work 4 hours. You get paid for 8, but you're only allowed to work 4 hours. And then when you go into a chamber and you got to decompress. It's just like a diver coming up. You know, when you compress when you go down.
Yeah. How long you compressing going
You're
down?
in the
How
chamber, 8 pounds of pressure. There's a chart. We were in there about 6 minutes.
Okay.
And you're decompressing to the outside temperature.
Yeah.
And you can feel your ears popping, like, you know. But if you come out too soon, you have the possibility of getting what they call the bends. It's called the blind staggers because you got air bubbles in your system.
Yeah.
So you could be walking down the street and you'd be like walking crazy, like you're drunk. That's why they call it the blind staggers. And what happened to my father one time, there was a big fight on TV and he tried to sneak out in the muck lock where they put the muck because they just blow the lock because there's nobody in there.
Right.
Him and his buddy was sneaking out. And halfway home, he started to get the bends. We had to go back to the job site, go back into the chamber and get decompressed again.
Oh, wow.
Compressed again and then decompressed.
Yeah. Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's not a healthy business to be in.
Yeah.
You know, the money's good, the camaraderie's great, they're a great bunch of guys, tough guys, man.
Like in this picture. Who's in this picture?
Yeah, now that job there, that was a compressed air job. We were under about 8 pounds of pressure. That's me with the beard.
Yeah.
The guy next to me, O'Donnell, the next guy, he's the foreman. And the guy dead center on the top, his name is Cannon. He became a police department inspector.
Really?
Yeah, and a couple of the other guys are supers.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was out in Red Hook, Brooklyn, that job.
Nice. How long you normally on one of these digs?
Well, that particular job, that was about a year and a half job, 2-year job. The water tunnel was the big one.
Okay.
We also did the 2nd Avenue subway.
Yeah.
But when I retired from the fire department, I went back and I was the general shop steward on the East Side Access Tunnel.
Okay.
Which came from Queens to Manhattan. Now the Long Island Railroad will come right into Manhattan instead of going to Penn Station.
Oh, right.
That was that project, you know.
Okay.
So the next big job coming up for the Sandhogs is going to be the 2nd Avenue subway. And that'll go from like, I think about 96th Street up to 125th Street, where we work.
Yeah.
And that's, you know, they're going to put a couple of stations in up there and, you know, just to get trains up to North Manhattan so people can get to work.
Yeah.
You know?
Interesting. That's wild. That's and you got on there because your father and
yeah, I got on 72. My grandfather worked the Lincoln Tunnel, the Harlem Tunnel. My father was there.
Yeah.
Like he died of silicosis and emphysema. That's from the rock dust you breathe down there. You really can't wear masks.
Yeah.
You know, they give you a mask, but you can't work with that, you know.
Right.
It's all that fine rock that you don't know that you're eating, you know. That's why a lot of sandhogs, a lot of miners, they chew tobacco because they're constantly spitting. They're spitting.
Yeah. It filters it in and then they spit it out.
There used to be an old black guy I worked with. He used to take blobs of Vaseline and stick it in his nostril. Just at the end of the day, he would blow it out and be all kinds of shit, you know.
Wow. Just a little tricks and stuff to keep you going.
Yeah. Then they would party like hell after that too.
I'm sure. After working a job like that,
a couple of cold ones good.
Yeah. Now you get on the job in 1981. What got you on the fire department? What made you want to be a fireman?
Well, like I said, I wanted to be a cop, but I was taking all civil service tests, and the fire department came first. You know, I applied for sanitation, but I missed the test. I just happened to miss it. I woke up one morning; it was late. The test was already given. But hey, the fire department called and I took it. You know,
I'd say it worked out for you.
Yeah, it worked out much 110% better.
Yeah. And this is your probie picture?
That's my probie, going to probie school, yeah.
Look at you.
1981.
So happy. Happy.
We had to go to Rock for, I think it was 6 weeks. And then, you know, everybody wanted to get out of there. They wanted to go out to the firehouses. That's where you really learn the job. Right.
Where'd you get assigned after probie school?
After probie school, I went to 45 engine in the Bronx.
45 engine. Okay.
Yeah, a friend of mine, Dennis Devlin, was there. He was a chief on our job. He died 9/11. He was a Sandhog also. And he said, where you want to go? And I said, I don't know. Yeah. He said, why don't you come over and look at the house? So I looked at the house. I didn't know what I'm looking for. And he said, yeah, see if you could get here. So I had a friend of mine that was a chief, and I told him I'd like to go to 45, and he got me there.
Nice.
So
Nice.
and that's when I met EJ. Because when I went to 45, he was there. He got there the class before me.
Oh, okay.
So when I walked in the door, he moved up a notch. Because now
right.
Well, he was a Johnny too. He was a probie also.
Yeah, the great EJ Tierney that we will.
There you go.
Yeah, we'll have a nice section dedicated to him.
Yeah, lieutenant and captain of 30 truck.
Yeah. So you get to 45 engine. EJ's there. You're making friends with him. Do you remember your first fire in 45?
I remember one of the first fires, very minor. It was like a closet fire, not much.
Yeah.
But we used to have these moon helmets they gave us because our leather helmets weren't ready because there were so many guys. There were like three. I was Operation 600. EJ's class was 300 guys.
Yeah.
And my class was 300. So they couldn't make the helmets. The helmets weren't out. So they gave us these moon helmets. It had a big shield. Not that. That's
no, not that one. Not that one.
But we were at the fire, and my lieutenant's looking at me like, "Who the fuck is this guy?" Like, because I was in the street pulling the line. I think I had like the door or whatever, you know.
Yeah.
And he comes up to me later on. He said, "Matt, where the fuck did you get that helmet?" I said, "That's what they gave me in probie school." He said, "Well, when you get back to quarters, get rid of that fucking helmet and borrow somebody's helmet. Don't be wearing that helmet." All right, no problem. You know,
you look like a horse's ass with that helmet.
Yeah, oh yeah. He said, "I thought we were being invaded by Martians." He says. So he goes, you know, one of the guys was a volley out in Long Island. He brought in a couple of helmets and we shared them. You know,
nice. But then you got your leather at some point, right?
Then we got the leather. Yeah, I had a nice, good job right next door to the firehouse. One day we were doing committee work. We were doing the beds up in the bunk room, and it's like 9:15, 9:30, and all of a sudden we hear glass breaking, people screaming. I'm like, "What the hell's going on?" They said, "There's a fire next door." So we run downstairs. The rig is going out the door. I jump on the rig on the side, and I almost fall off because he makes the turn, goes around the corner.
Yeah,
eyes blown out the window. So and we used to fight for the nozzle all the time. So being I was on the rig, I got the nozzle. So we grabbed the line and we're ready to go in the building, and the captain holds me up because he thought he wanted to use it as a curtain on the people who were coming down the fire escapes. And he said, "No, go ahead, take it in the building." So we went in the building. It was a good fire.
Yeah.
And there was a division conference going on at the same time. And all the chiefs were in the street. They made some rescues. We got a unit citation out of it. It was a good job.
Really? Now, you said the captain didn't know if he wanted to use the curtain.
Yeah, in other words, like instead of bringing the first line in through the interior, just to stay in the street and hit the side of the wall like a curtain, just to stop the fire because people were bailing down the fire escapes.
Oh, okay.
We call it like a curtain. You know, it's like a curtain. You're just spraying water on it just to keep the flames away from the people.
Oh, okay, gotcha. I've never heard that term before. Used it like that.
It's like a curtain, yeah.
Oh, okay.
So then, but he said, "No, bring it. Let's go in the building." So we went in.
Yeah.
Because the fire was like on the second, third floor. I forget now.
Yeah.
We did good. That was a good fire. You know?
Was EJ on the rig with you?
I don't remember who was on, tell you the truth.
Yeah.
I don't know if he was on that one.
Right. All right. So you're in the engine.
Yeah.
You're having fun. What's the culture like in 45?
45 is good engine company, well known. They were called the Eagles, and they used to be by themselves there for a long time. And 27-2, which was over on Park Avenue, they disbanded them and they made 58 truck. So they had built the firehouse right next to 45 engine.
Right.
Yeah, that you had 45, 58. And we had two separate kitchens too. So it was weird. Like, 1 month we'd cook, the next month they'd have the watch, we vice versa.
Was it one house watch or two house watches?
It was one house watch.
Okay.
You got, because the house watch was up front. See, in the house where there's a double company, the house watchman has to be able to see both apparatuses.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you look at 6447 over at Castle Hill, they got two house watches. Because if you were in one, you couldn't see the apparatus.
Yeah.
You got to be able to see both apparatuses from the house watch.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the thing was, when we would cook, they take their meal and they bring it next door. We never ate together.
They didn't want to eat with you.
No. But down the line, eventually they broke through the wall and they made it one big kitchen.
Yeah.
The work kitchen and the eating area.
So when I got to Brooklyn, my first company was 220 engine, and 220 and 122 was split. They were two different houses. And for years, I think only like 7 or 8 years before I got there, they didn't break through the wall. So if you had a detail to the truck, you had to go out of the firehouse, go next door. Yeah.
Well,
and then
we did have a passageway, but there were a couple of senior guys in the engine, real old dogs that got on like in the 60s.
Wow.
They didn't want the wall broke. So
Yeah.
it was, and we had a covering officer one day, and he came down. They called chow. He came into the kitchen. There was no food. And he said, well, where's the food? He said, well, you got to go next door and get it. So he would go next door, get his plate, and bring it back to our kitchen.
Yeah.
And at the end of the meal, he would say, well, what dishwasher do I put it in? Yours or theirs? We like, we don't care.
Yeah. That's when you throw it through the house watch and break it.
Stop breaking the dishes like we used to do in 59 30, right?
Yeah.
One guy throws a dish, we all throw a dish.
Oh yeah. I was baptized. You were working, I think, the first time I saw
came
that.
in and smacked the plate. I remember that.
Yeah.
I think Bo was doing something to my steak or something. He was charboiling.
Yeah.
He put a lamb chop instead of a steak.
We used a pork chop, and it was we blackened it, and you and smashed the plate.
I came in, I knew something was up, and these guys were laughing. We were sitting right on the corner. That's why you got it.
Yeah.
I hit your plate, and the place went crazy.
I tell you. Your voice, your lieutenant, your size coming at me, you scared the shit out of me.
Teddy bear,
we threw the plates once, and you were looking at me like, you better throw your plate, man. Let's go. And I was like, I was only there like a week, so I smashed it so much. And then you were like,
an asshole.
Yeah. You're like, you can't break it that much. You just got to toss it. You can't smash it.
Do you remember Timmy Summerlad?
Yes. I didn't work with Timmy, but I know Timmy a little bit.
Timmy, we had that one night. And Timmy liked to eat.
Yeah.
And he started eating. We started breaking the plates. And he was like trying to shovel as much food as he could get in before he had to break his plate, And we're yelling at him, break it. And he finally breaks it. And we go, you fucking asshole, you.
It was always fun doing that when it details with air or covering guy or something.
Well, that's like, hey, when 28 Truck was living with us, they called Chow. This is a good story. They called Chow. And Pat Tracy was working in the engine. I was in the truck. And for some reason, I sat down and I started eating, not realizing that 59 went out on a box.
Oh, okay.
I didn't wait for them. I said, oh, my God, Patty's going to kill me. So when they came back to quarters, Patty called me out to the house watch. I said, oh, boy, I'm in trouble with Patty. So I came out. I said, Patty, I apologize. She said, no, Mac. When we go back in the kitchen, let's pretend we get into a fight and we'll have a food fight in the kitchen and 28 won't know what's going on. I says, I'm in on it, man. Let's do it.
Yeah.
So we go in the kitchen and Patty said something to me. I yelled back at him. He said something else. Molinari said something. The next thing you know, the plate started flying and everything. 2 days later, Bobby Carberry, 28 Truck, came up to me. He said, Mac, I didn't realize you and Patty didn't get along. I said, Bobby, that was all staged, the whole thing. We set that up just to break your guys' chops,
That's great. That's fun. Those guys are probably like, what the hell is going on?
Like, what the fuck are these guys doing? I mean, we're cursing at each other. They thought we were going to start swinging at each other next,
That's the Harlem Zoo right there, man. In a nutshell. Yeah. So you get over to 58 Truck in 1983. How was that?
Good. I wanted to do truck work. Engine work is great if you got the knob. I had the knob a couple of times. Yeah. But like I said, everybody in the engine, if they don't pitch in, the line ain't going to get there.
Right.
So every position is important,
Yeah.
But the knob is the knob, and so that had, and I like to work with tools and stuff like that. So I went to go to the truck. And I went to 58 Truck. Terry Roach was the captain. He got promoted, and then we had a Captain Citro. We had all senior guys in the truck.
Yeah.
We had Richie DeCola, real senior guy. Frank Curtin, Stanley Gore. He became a staff chief. Jimmy Spolin, Ricky Plate. I mean, all senior guys that went through the war. Before us.
Yeah. Taught you a lot of stuff, right? These guys.
Yeah, a couple of Vietnam guys were there. Frank Curtin was a vet. A couple guys that were in the Army. Just they're all good guys, though. You know.
Yeah, yeah. So you go ahead.
No, I'm saying, they all taught you. You know, we'd go out on drill. Everybody taught you certain things and showed you this multi-unit drill. We'd have a drill in the area. We had a lot of vacants in the area, so they were good training grounds. You know, we'd go and pull ceilings, breach walls, cut roofs. Well, we had a lot of training there, and then we had actual fires in the vacants. You know, which were great. You know, they were great training grounds
for sure.
Stretching lines, throwing up portable ladders, using the joystick and the bucket, and cutting roofs, and so we're very into it. You know,
you got any memorable fires from the truck?
There was a few fires I've been through there. I missed the Happy Land fire. I came in that morning. Yeah, that was right. Yeah, I came in that morning. It was a Sunday morning, and my wife said, "Jim, they had a bad fire down there, you guys, last night. They said 87 people died." I looked at her. I said, "What, are you crazy?" She said, "No, it's all over the news." So I'm like, maybe 8 or 7, but that's a lot, you know.
87, like it 87? Really?
So I'm saying Tremont and Southern Boulevard. So I'm picturing it. So I get in the car, I go down, I'm driving down, I hear it on the radio, you know, 87 people, blah, blah, blah. I get down there to the firehouse, a cop stops me. He goes, "You can't go." I said, "Well, I'm a fireman, I'm going to work."
Yeah.
He said, "Oh, go right ahead." He says, "You know, they lost 87 people here last night." So when I got into the firehouse, it was like a command post.
Yeah.
There was all kinds of chiefs there. But the thing was, that fire, it was only 2 cents worth of fire. It went out a couple of turns. The guy that had the nozzle was this guy, Paul Solman. He was up in 28 truck for a while as a lieutenant, wound up in Rescue 2. Yeah. But what happened was the companies were at a gas leak about 2 blocks away. They gave an 18, and they come and they were saying, "Hey, the Happy Land's on fire." So the guys were like, "Get out of here," you know. So when the chief gave the 18, he was coming back. He saw the fire. It was blowing out 2 doors.
Wow.
It's taxpayer. So he transmitted to 1075, and we got there right away.
Yeah.
Like I said, they went in with a 2.5. He did like 2 turns with the nozzle. Fire went out.
Fire was out.
But there were mats of people laying on the floor. Up on the 2nd floor, they were like cocktail tables.
Yeah.
With their girlfriends, boyfriends, girlfriends sitting there just dead. My friend Dennis Devlin was crawling in on top of the bar because there were so many people on the floor. And he's just calling out the radio. We got multiple 1045s here.
Holy shit.
So at one point, the chief told him, "Don't bring any bodies out. Leave them all in there."
Yeah.
So what they eventually did was they cut a hole in exposure 4. And they took each body out. They took a picture. They wiped their face. They took another picture. And then they sent it across the street to a public school. They made that a morgue for the day, you know.
Yeah.
A lot of Honduras people were in there.
But only one way out was the front door, right?
There were 2 doors, and in the middle of the door was a cloakroom where this girl, she was taking the coat, you know, coat check, and she had a fight with her boyfriend. He went down and got gasoline. He went in, just threw the gasoline in the front door. She ran out and ran out the other door. When she opened that door, the fire just went right around. That's why you had like a blowtorch effect.
Yeah.
When they pulled up. They thought the whole thing was gone.
Right.
But Paul Solman said, "Mac, I did 2 or 3 turns with the nozzle. The fire went out."
Holy shit.
We went there later on. You could tell that the low baseboards were all charged. So you know it was a flammable liquid that was burning low, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
But in the back, there was a staircase. There had to be 20, 30 people stuck in that staircase. They were just trying to get out. They couldn't get out. The only way out was those 2 doors.
Right. And
the DJ, he came down the ladder, and he just ran out one of the doors. He got burnt pretty bad. But he lived.
But he lived.
He lived. But they caught the guy.
Now, aside from him and that girl, do you know how many other people lived? I can't remember.
I don't.
Just a few.
He lived. The guy that did it lived.
Yeah.
He died in jail. She lived. The DJ lived. And everybody else in there died. There were 87 people.
Wow.
All young kids, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. Just the CO. The CO and a smoke inhalation. Yeah.
Just sucked it right out. And they just, you know, cut monoxide, whatever, knocked them right out. But they were all dead, all dead.
That's amazing.
Big articles about that. Yeah, that was like, I think that was in 1990.
Yeah, I
March
think so.
of 1990, I remember.
Yeah, when I do the overlays, I'll put up a picture of it.
Yeah,
while we were talking about it. Wow,
yeah.
that's something else right there, man. Crazy.
And,
Now, while you were in 58 truck, you got hurt pretty bad at some point.
yeah,
right? What happened there?
That was in 1987. I had the OV. We daytime fire, get a report of a fire about 2 in the afternoon. We pull up to the building, don't see nothing. So I go to the rear. You smell it. We knew we had a job now.
Yeah.
But I go to the rear. I couldn't find it. There was like an E shape.
Yeah.
So I'm going, I'm saying, man, I can't find this fire. What the hell is it? You know? So the roof man that was with me, Mike Bell, he says, I'm going up to the roof. He took the side fire escape up. So I came out to the front again. And at that time, I seen it pushing out the top floor windows.
Okay.
So I got into the bucket, OV, top floor job. He brings the saw to the roof. I got into the bucket. I'm going up. The chief is looking at me, Chief Downey. He looks at me. I go like, give him the heads up, like, I know what? I know where I'm going to cut. I'm going to try to get 2 rooms. So I get off the roof. I put on the parapet, jump onto the roof. I put a slice in, and fire shoots out. So I said, let me back up a little bit. So I backed up a little more. I put another slice in. I started my second slice, and I was top heavy. So I felt my feet and toes cringing, like, you know, like I'm falling.
Yeah.
But I couldn't get back. I'm falling, but I couldn't get back. And what happened was the roof collapsed.
Ooh.
And I fell into the roof, into the cockload with the saw going. Probably had the trigger full blast. And I hit my leg. And I'm in the cockloft now, and the fire is shooting out. And I'm trying to get out, but I can't get out on my own. I'm pressing on the roof to get out, and it's all collapsing. I burnt my hand. I'm trying to get out, and all of a sudden, Mike Bell grabs me from behind, and he pulls me out of the roof.
Wow.
When he pulls me out, I look at my leg, and my leg is like split wide open.
Holy shit.
So I'm like, oh, shit. So now, by now, it's a Maydays were given, second alarm.
Yeah.
They finally get me on the bucket. They wrap me up. And I had burned both legs. The pants burnt right off me, the dungarees that I had on.
Right. I was going to say, you were still wearing dungarees and rubber coats.
They were job issued fire retardant dungarees. They were the ugliest pants yet. They were like a dungaree, but they were terrible. But they did the job. They burnt right off my leg. Otherwise, if I would have had, like, say, Sears and Roebuck's pants on, you know, the khakis, that could have been melted right to my legs.
Ooh.
So I had second-degree burns on both calves of my leg and up and around my groin. And then they put me on top of in the Stokes on top of the bucket to take me down. And EJ was on that job.
Yeah.
EJ's at the controls, and he's getting a little nervous. I said, EJ, take it easy, take it easy. Remember, you got to boom up because you're on the parapet.
Yeah.
So he goes, oh, no, don't worry about it, don't worry about it. You know, and another guy bear hugged me into the bucket. And next thing you know, he retracts, and the bricks come down, and the fucking bucket's swinging like this. And all I'm saying is, I'm going to die now. I'm going to get ejected out of this bucket.
Oh my God.
So finally, he comes down, he puts me, they take me in the ambulance, they take me to Jacoby Hospital. And I was in Jacoby about 7 days.
Wow.
The leg was in a splint. They wouldn't stitch it because it was too deep. It was down to the joint.
Really?
They let it heal from the inside out. So I had a nice scar on my leg, and everybody thought I had a knee replacement. But I said, no, I did that. I was the surgeon there. I cut that open, you know. But I missed my kneecap.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, I probably would have been. I had 7 years on the job when that happened. And I had guys coming in telling me, Mac, you hit the lottery. You get out now. I said, get out. I just got on. I said, I ain't going nowhere.
Yeah, you hit the lottery.
I didn't hit no, like that, yeah. So I said, the hell with that, you know. And I was out a full year I was out.
Wow.
I had to get because I cut the muscle in my leg. So I had atrophy in that leg. So I had to get, the strength back in the leg.
Right.
To come back full duty, and I did, you know.
Wow. You're so lucky you didn't hit an artery.
Yeah. And I tell you the truth, there wasn't much blood. I don't know what it was, but it wasn't, but it was open like the side of beef.
Wow. Maybe like the heat cauterized the wound
right away. Cauterized it. I don't know what I did, but they wrapped it in a pillow. I remember that. And the insteps of the laces in my shoes were burning. So I told this Lieutenant Mike Toppy, great guy.
Yeah.
My cut my shoes off. Hurry up, they're burning my feet, you know. So he cut my shoes off. I used to wear these Lehigh boots, you know. They call them truck boots that we wear, you know.
Yeah.
But like I said, it could have been worse, you know.
Wow, that's crazy. Crazy story. And EJ in the bucket.
Yeah, I see, you know, what are you doing? He's shut the fuck up. We're always going at each other.
So, all right, you're in 58 truck, and then you get to Rescue 4. How did that?
So
how'd that go?
That happened on a fluke because I was out on light duty. I was going on light duty. A friend of mine in 45, Bobby Murray, he got burned pretty good at a job. So I was going to be his wife's chauffeur. So we set it all up. I go to the medical office and I tell them, they said, do you have a contract? And I said, yeah. Where are you going? I said, I'm going to 7th Division. So they called the 7th Division. They said, we got no McCluskey coming here. So I told the guy, listen, I need 24s. I got young kids at home. He goes, well, maybe go to SOC. I think SOC is 24s, special operators, right? So I said, all right. So I call him up. I said, can you come out? I said, I'll come out tomorrow. So I go out to SOC on Roosevelt Island.
Yeah.
I go out there. I meet a chief that I know, this deputy. He goes, Jim, what are you doing here? I said, well, I'm getting assigned light duty. I said, but I need 24s. He goes, Charlie, you got 24s for this guy? Put him in the messenger. So the guy says, can you work today? I said, yeah, I'm not in uniform, but I'll work. So I was a messenger in SOC. They do 24s, 7 to 7. Nice. At that time, they had rescue liaison was there then. It's like, it was before SOC really took off. They were, it was called rescue liaison.
Rescue liaison.
Yeah, and there was a captain there. There were captains that ran that. They would go to all 1075. His name was Jack Corcoran. What a great guy. So I was doing committee work one day, and he says to me, I got to go see Fusco in the morning. I said, well, what happened? He said, well, the next day when I came into work, there was fucking mobs of people in the firehouse. I said, what happened? They said, Marty McTeague got burnt in a steam explosion. He was captain of Rescue 4. So needless to say, Fusco wanted to ask Jack if he would take Rescue 4 because he wasn't coming back.
Yeah.
So I said, well, did you ever work? Because he was a 26 truck guy. I said, did you ever work in rescue? He says, I did. He said, but, you know, I like the land units, but I'm going to go. And he said, if you want to come, I got a spot for you. Oh. So he asked me if I wanted to go to rescue. Yeah. So I told him, I said, well, listen, I'm on the list. You know, sometimes captains don't want to take guys that are on the list. He says, no, come out, try it, see if you like it, or you go back, you know? Yeah. So after I got off light duty, I went full duty, and I went to rescue on a skin like, and then I stayed. So I know I was going to be there long. Yeah. I had a great time. And then I got EJ to come.
EJ got to rescue after you.
After me, yeah. So, yeah. Because me and EJ worked 45 engine together, 58 truck together. Yeah. We both worked in Rescue 4. Wow. We both got assigned to 17th Battalion. Then we both got 30 truck together. And then EJ came back as a captain. Yeah, yeah. So I'm trying to find a picture of you and EJ. I know we got plenty of them. We had, so that was a good experience. I didn't want to leave 58 because I wanted to get made out of there, but I was into the emergencies then. Yeah. Schools, all the oddball stuff we had. We had a lot of oddball jobs. I had a woman with a, Right. Oh, that's your probie picture. Yeah. That's You see that me in the middle with the roll of toilet paper? Yeah. That's what they gave me my patch for 45 engine when I had 6 months on the job. So now that's Dennis on the left with the wife beater shirt on. Yeah. EJ and Eddie Alfarano. They called us the 4 cement heads. The cement heads. You couldn't get through to the 4 of us. We stuck with. We were like a gang. Nobody fucked with us. Yeah, that's great. We would go out after work, carry on, and they knew we were coming back to the firehouse. Looking for trouble. Looking for trouble. Flipping a couple of beds, you know. Oh man, I bet you guys came back and guys were just hiding. They were hiding. Guys were hiding in the fucking hose tower. I got one here that we find you. I got let's see. Who's that? Well, that's that story. That's a funny story. If you look, there's 2 halves of mustaches, right?
Yeah.
The guy on the right is Eddie Alfarano and me, and the other guy, he's passed now, Danny Monahan.
Mhm.
So we're up at Eastover, and Big Al says to me, Mac, hey, this party's kind of dead. We got to get something going. I said, well, why don't we cut half our mustaches off? We'll tape our head together and we'll walk into the party, you know? He goes, yeah, let's do that, you know? So he shaves his half, and I told him, I'm not doing it. He goes, no, you foolish, you're my brother, man. You told me you were going to do it. I said, well, I had to do it, so. So I shaved my side off, and we walked in together. They thought we were a bunch of assholes, you know?
You told him, I'm not doing it now.
Oh, yeah, he says, I'm not doing it now. You got to be kidding me. He said, you got to be kidding me. You got to do it.
So I'm going to put up a picture that I'm going to have to just, when I edit it, it's, because it's on YouTube. Look at this. Nice.
That's Jake. We were having lunch one day. EJ was working. I came in, and Jake stood behind it. You got to edit that, yeah.
Yeah, I'll have to just put something over that, but that's funny.
Put a happy face.
Yeah. Did you didn't know he was there, I guess.
No, he checked that out. He just ran around real quick and did it, you know?
That's funny.
That was Jake, funny. Al Jacobs. Good
fun.
Yeah.
I know. I met Jake lots of times. All right, so you're in Rescue 4. Then you get promoted. Now, did you get promoted first before EJ?
No, EJ got promoted first.
Mm-hmm.
He went to the 17th battalion.
Okay.
And I think it was like 4 or 5 months later, I got promoted, and I went to the 17th also.
Mm-hmm.
So we're bouncing in the 6th, or going all over, seeing the sights. And Abe had called me up, and he said, Jim, I got a medical leave. You want to come over here? I said, well, I'd like to, but I'm going on vacation. But EJ's up in 28. He'll go. He'll come because he was going somewhere.
Yeah.
He said, all right. So he called EJ up, and he got EJ in the spot. I think it was Mike Bell was the lieutenant. So about, I don't know, a month later, he calls me again. He goes, Mac, I got another medical leave. Gary Wright, he was the guy who he was blind in one eye. Got hit with a brick. He says, you want to come over here? I said, yeah, I want to go, 30 trucks. Yeah. I said, but I'm doing a vacation in 27 truck. He says, all right, let me call a division. He called the division. He said, okay, listen, do the vacation in 27, then you hear UFO.
Mm-hmm.
So me and EJ were UFO, and 30 was Abe, Kenny O'Brien, me and EJ. And Kenny O'Brien broke us in at 58 truck.
Wow,
he was
nice.
58 truck guy. He was a senior guy, Kenny.
That's great.
And so we were there until the order came down, and they said that's going to be kind of tough giving Tui the spot there. So we had to make some phone calls.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And we got it. So
nice. So you got the spots at the same time on the same order?
On the same order, yeah.
Nice.
There was 2 openings, yeah.
Yeah.
They leave it open for 30 days. And Gary got out, Bell got out. Or Bell got made chief, I think, or captain.
Mm-hmm.
And, so it worked out fine. Both of us got it on the same order.
Nice.
Then EJ got made captain, and he went up to the 7th Division.
Right. Okay.
And he was getting a lot of offers, but nothing was happening.
Mm-hmm.
Getting pissed off. So Abe said, I know what we're going to do. Abe says, I'm going to go up to 37 truck, and we'll get EJ back here. I said, that's going to be tough.
Wow.
We'll go do that, So Abe had a lot of time and a lot of respect. So he went up and he saw the deputy up there, Mo Rennan.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, what do you want, Abe? He said, I want 37 truck. He says, you got it. So he got 37 truck. Now there was a lull. There was like 30 days span. We had no captain in 30.
Mm.
And then we had a covering guy there, but then EJ got it on the order.
Nice.
So that was another tough one because me and Abe had to go down to see Crothers for something happened in the firehouse. And I said, Abe, while we're down there, we got to mention EJ's name to him. Because Crothers didn't want you to go back where you came from.
Right.
So Abe said to him, if you're thinking of a captain for 30 truck, EJ Tierney be the guy. Mm-hmm. And I mentioned to him also, I said, I know you're policy chief, but I know EJ my whole life. I said, we work together. I said, he'd be the man for 30 truck. And he says, I'll see what I can do. Yeah. So the next week, he called EJ up and said, come down to the headquarters. EJ had to go in Class A uniform to see Crothers. I said, I wish I was a fly on the wall. Listening to you. Yeah, you know. So he told him, I'm going to put you there, but you better not fuck up. You fuck up, you'll be in Staten Island. So he got it. He got it on the order. And then down the line, he made chief. He was in the 10th Battalion. And he had that big gas explosion down in Lower Manhattan that time with they were robbing gas and the building blew up.
Right. That's right.
Matter of fact, he was down there because they had no chiefs. So I called his wife up. I said, where's EJ? He says, yeah, he's down at that explosion. Because he was in the 10th Battalion, but there were too many ABCs down there, so they wanted to put a real chief in the middle of them. Yeah. He goes down there, turns the corner, and this thing is blown out, you know. Yeah. He tapped out from that. He was banged up over that job, and that's when he got sick. Because they were going to fix him up and put him out because he was getting near his age. He just, you know, he went to get, I think, carpal tunnel done, and he had some blood work done. And the nurse told him, he said, you better check your blood out. Something's not right here. So he wound up with blood disease, you know. This was one day where we were down at, I was taking him down. That was Chief Corcoran was in the 8th Battalion there. So he stopped by and he was just getting some blood work done. That was down in Sloan, you know. That was down in Sloan. Yeah. So he got diagnosed when he was a chief. Yeah, right. That was his last fire, was that gas explosion. Was the gas explosion. Yeah, he messed up his knee, his hip. I think they gave him a new hip, they gave him a new knee. Yeah. And then this blood disease came up and they started training him for that. And it was just I think he lasted 6 years of torture. Oh, man. Chemo. And, you know, he was sick. He was on steroids. That picture there is, you know, Nicotine Foley? Yeah. That's his uncle. Oh, that's Foley's uncle? Yeah, because his name is Butch. That's why we call Nicotine Butch. Oh, okay. He worked in Rescue 4 with us. All right. His name Butch Foley, they called him. So when he came on, he went to 47 engine. And Butch called EJ up and says, you think you can get him over to 30? I said, yeah, we'll take him. Yeah. So that's how we got him into 30. Nice. Good man. Yeah. Good man. Yeah. Foley's a great dude. I love Foley. Yeah. Some of these pictures are hard to see, so I'm going to pop them up. And that was a picture just me and John McGann going to Mellow Day. We were going to Rory Dolan's that day. Yeah. I was his chauffeur. I drive him all over the place. McGann, he's a battalion chief in the 16th now. Yeah, that's right. He did very good. He did very good for himself. He's been on a long time now. He's got some time now. He's got time, yeah. He started out in 41 truck. Then he went to 59 engine. Tracy got him over there. Then he made lieutenant, was downtown. Then he went to 46 engine. Yeah. Made captain, went to the 3rd and got 40 truck. And then made chief, and now he's in the 16th. So he must know somebody. He must know somebody. Yeah. He had a charmed life. That's JC. JC. He's my man, boy. He's a deputy assistant chief now. He just got made. Wow. And, he studied with me, EJ, himself. Yeah. Joe Newbow and another guy, Dave Berg. We all studied together. Great dude. He had a great career. Good, very experienced officer. Yeah. You know. Great guy. Look at your lapel there. You got quite a array of ribbons there. They're all demerits. Them things. Now, you see the pin on the top. The pin on the top. That's the dive pin in rescue. Oh, the dive pin in rescue. Diver, you get the pin. So Abe said to me, "What is that thing?" I told him I was a Cadillac salesman. That's what it looks like, you know. Now let me ask you something. I want to say that, you know, we'd get dressed up for Patty's Day and go marching. Yeah. Did you have a sleeve of patches on your Class A's at one point, and they broke your balls about it? Yes. You know what it was? You're right. Damn, man. You know what it was? Remember Sheldon George? Yes. Yeah. Okay. he made a rescue off duty at a gas station. And
I remember that. Yes.
okay,
Yeah.
the deputy called me. I was the officer on duty. He wanted to write him up, so I wrote him up.
Mm-hmm.
Wrote him up for I think an A. He got a B, whatever. The guy wound up getting a medal for that year.
Yeah.
So when he went up to the dais, he had no family, like his father, whatever. So we as the officers will all go up with him.
Yeah.
So at that time, I had on my zoo patch, and I also had the 9/11 patch.
Ah, okay.
That's what it was.
Okay.
So when we turned to take a picture, the dais was behind me, and they looked at my uniform, I guess.
Yeah.
So the next set of tours, I go into work that night or whatever, and John Newell called me. John Newell was the chief.
Yeah. Great man.
He goes, Mac, I got to yell at you. I said, what did I do wrong now? He said, well, the Adeus wasn't happy with your uniform. I said, what's wrong with my uniform? I always have my uniform pressed. Always have my shirt, you know.
Mm-hmm.
He goes, no, it's the patches. I said, man, fuck, patches? You kidding me? He said, but I stuck up for you, Mac. He said, because that morning we had a good job on 7th Avenue. We were second due to 28.
Mm-hmm.
We had the floor above, and it was cooking.
Yeah.
He says that he told whoever called him, I forget who it was, deputy or whatever. He says, 30 truck, they did a fantastic job. Map was working. He did a great job on the floor above. They had fire up there. They had fire underneath them. And they said, all right, let it go. That's right. Yeah, they got yelled at for that.
Yeah, I remember you telling me about that.
I had to take my patches. I shouldn't have, but I only leave a zoo patch on.
Yeah, yeah.
But I don't want to come into problems.
Yeah, but it's fun to shake the tree a little bit.
Yeah,
keep these guys honest and let them.
Is that all they're looking for? Is fucking patches? Come on.
Yeah, I remember it was also I was new and they were giving the Green Berets problems about wearing the Green Berets for Patty's Day.
They wouldn't let them wear them 1 year.
They wouldn't 1 year, and then the division showed up to kind of give us the old, you're the Harlem Zoo. We know what you guys are going to do to give us the business. And you were working and they called everybody to the kitchen and you came down, you had a beret on and you kicked the door open.
You know what happened? One time then they allowed us to wear the Green Beret, but you weren't allowed to have any buttons on it. Yeah. So I always had buttons on my hat, stuff that my mother gave me from Ireland. Yeah. And some stupid other things like a can of beer or something like, Irish beer. So I'm down before the parade, and this chief comes up to me. He goes, Mac, you got to take the buttons off your hat. I said, okay, chief, don't worry about it. I walked away. He comes up to me again. He says, Mac, I'm serious. I said, man, leave me alone, will you?
Yeah.
I said, leave me alone. It's Patty's Day. Don't put this is my day.
Yeah.
So now Mickey May came up to me, Mike May.
Yep.
The captain of the 38 truck. He said, Mac, what's the problem? I said, this fucking guy. He said, fuck him. He says, don't take nothing off your head. I said, I'm not taking anything off my head. This guy was just, I don't want to mention his name, but he was.
Just trying to show his.
Well, they probably told him you're the pin cop. You got to go tell everybody to take things off their hat. I'm not doing it.
No. This guy know what you've been through and what you've done and where you are.
My mother gave me this little Irish pin. I'm never taking it off. I still wear it to this day. I haven't missed a parade since I came on the job. I came on in 81 in September. March of 82 was my first parade. Mm-hmm. That night was when I met my wife.
Really?
Patty's Day bride, I call her.
Nice.
That's when I met her. I met her about 2 a.m. I was with EJ and Alpha around. We were drunk as skunks. I met her in some bar up in Broadway, and still married to this day to her. Yeah. Nice.
Yeah. You found somebody that could put up with you for that long, huh?
They called her St. Alice. That's what they call her.
That's great. Now you had mentioned you had a 9/11 patch on, so I'm going to pop up a picture of the front of the Getting Salty episode that you were on.
Oh that picture. Somebody sent that to me, and I don't know where they got it from. I don't know if it's animated, but it was in the paper one day, and I'm going through, and I said, "Wait a minute, that's the shirt I had on. That's my head. That's my helmet."
Yeah. And
I don't know where they got it from, but that was 9/11.
Right. You want to run through that?
9/11. I was home 9/11. We were on vacation when my wife called me and told me that the towers got hit.
Wow.
So I said, I get up, I look at the TV. I was, holy shit, I got my car right away. I went to the firehouse.
Yeah.
I get to the firehouse. The shit's happening. Abe came in. We put the spare rig in service.
Mm-hmm.
It was Abe. Tom Healy was driving. Al Grogan. Captain Duffy from 23.
Mm-hmm.
Myself and Doug Huber. We got on the rig. We went up to the battalion, got radios, and we went right downtown.
Oh, wow.
They told us to go to 65 engine. So we get the 65 engine, and I told Abe, I said, Abe, we got to get out of here. We're going to be stuck here all day, you know.
Yeah.
People, Manhattan was crazy that day. People were running all over the place. There was guys from 65 engine there coming in. So now Abe said, come on, get on the rig. We're going. So now these guys wanted to get on the rig. Abe wouldn't let them. But I said, just jump on the back of the rig. Just get
guys from 65 wanted to get on the rig with you?
Just jump into the hose bed. Don't worry about it. Let's go.
Yeah.
And we headed down. And as we were down, that's when the second came down. So thank God we weren't there when that happened. But it was just, you know, you couldn't see nothing. Everything was blowing in your faces. We put a couple of car fires out, a couple of mail trucks, a couple of cop cars.
Yeah.
But then we lost water because now that's me and Abe. We were taking a blow.
Yeah.
Down on the pile.
Mm-hmm.
And we were just searching, you know, but we didn't find nobody, you know. We found pieces, you know, like I found a woman's hand in the street. All we had to do was mark it. You couldn't pick it up.
Yeah.
There was a engine tipped over onto a fireman. You could see his legs. And, you know, we took his pants to see his name. Never forget his name was Giordano.
Wow.
And just searching the rubble all day. We were there all day.
Yeah.
You know?
And like I interviewed Pat Cleary, and I got his, you know, the day, you know, he told me about his day. I'm just curious because at the point when the towers came down, thought everybody was going, right?
Yeah.
Like upper management, the mayor, the freaking everyone, like the hierarchy of the fire department might be completely wiped out.
Right.
You guys get down there, you're a lieutenant, you got some captains running around, maybe chiefs start showing up or whatever.
Right.
How long do you think it took before like things like started getting maybe reorganized?
Oh, it was that day was terrible. I mean, anyone that had a radio, the transmissions were like say I was calling, I say Lieutenant McCluskey to Fireman Delaney, Lieutenant McCluskey to Captain Heyman. That was the transmissions, you know.
Those are the transmissions.
You know, to get a guy, where are you? Where's this? You know, and at one point I was in 10 and 10, and I didn't know where the hell I was, to tell you the truth. And I'm looking around and I'm saying, wait a minute, I'm in a firehouse. Because the doors were blown off, the house was just destroyed.
Wow.
And I worked there one time. I worked there on a detail one time. I said, this is 10 and 10. So at least I knew my bearings are north, south, east, and west.
Yeah.
You know, because when you were walking down there to the road, you had to put your head down with your hands in front of your face because all the shit was flying all over the place, you know?
Yeah.
And then we wound up to be up on the pile. We were on the Bucket Brigade. We were trying to get into the stairwells, you know, where some of the people were. But we never really found anybody, you know. I didn't anyway.
Wow.
Later on, you know, when we went down afterwards, you were finding people, you know, from the smell. You knew you had a hit. You knew somebody was there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then I was ready to leave that night, and a friend of mine told me that my buddy Dennis Devlin was missing. I had to go back down. We went back down. But they never found him to this day, Dennis.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Yeah, good guy. But,
man, how tough was it? How tough was it after that? Just reorganizing the fire department, just dealing, you know, like trying to just get back to work. Like, what did you guys?
Guys in our house, thank God. I mean, we were up north, so we didn't really lose. We lost a guy that was in 59. He was in hazmat, Tommy Gardner.
Yeah.
He was like, and then another guy, Vega. He was a rotation guy. He died. So that was like the only two guys that I know that were from the house, like, you know.
Right.
I mean, we knew people. I mean, I must have known 70, 75 guys that died now through the years.
Yeah.
So the house was good. You know, the guys were like, they wanted to go down there and search, you know, for people, friends, cousins, relatives, friends of friends, you know.
Right.
So and we were on like an ABC schedule. You did a 24.
Mm-hmm.
You got off at 24. You went down to the pile. Then if you weren't going to the pile, you were going to funerals.
Yeah.
You know, it was hectic, boy. And the pipe band, they did some job.
Right.
You know, going to all the funerals and processions and
Man, you just couldn't make all the funerals. I mean, there's probably 3, 4, or 5 a day.
Your own family too.
What's that?
You had to go home to your own family too.
Right. Right.
And, like I remember that night, I finally got to a bank. They had phone set up, and I called home. My daughter flipped out. She thought I was dead.
Mm.
You know, and my wife was home. You know, it was kind of tough on them too because they didn't know because I wasn't even thinking of it. You know,
right. Yeah, and that was really before cell phones. There was a couple of cell phones out there.
There was a couple of cell phones, but not everything was dead down there. Like even you know, like the standpipes, they were all severed, so you weren't going to put the fire out. You know, we weren't going to. That was going to be a rescue recovery. You know,
right.
They needed what they needed there, which they did, was heavy machinery to move all that steel before they could get to the main plant to put the fire out. You know, that thing was burning for days. You know, But you hear a million stories. I mean, I hear stories and crazy stories. You know,
Wow.
Mike Lyons, who was in 30 truck, he found the guy that broke his leg and got him out.
Right.
He used to come to the 9/11 mass all the time too. I can't think of his name. Pasquale.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Mike Lyons.
Mike.
Seamus. EJ nicknamed him Seamus.
Seamus. EJ's famous nicknames.
Oh man, EJ. He had so many nicknames. It was unbelievable.
Yeah. There he is.
Mike. Yeah, center fielder.
That's Mike.
Yeah, good man.
That's before. Was that before his diagnosis?
He was. I don't remember. Let me see. No, I think he looked pretty good there. Maybe.
Yeah, he looks good there.
Yeah. Yeah, he suffered too. Poor guy. He was a good man. Good man. Loved the job. Loved 30 truck. Made captain. You know, would have been a great, probably a chief by now. You know.
Yeah.
His whole family, his mother, his brothers. His brothers are two of his brothers are cops. They're retired now.
Yeah.
On Long Island. Just a nice guy.
Yeah, Mike was
he rotated through there. He rotated through 59. So when he got made, I said, EJ, we got to get this guy up here, you know?
Yeah.
And,
so it was him. It was
Connie, the 30 truck.
That's how you got Connie, Lieutenant Connie?
Yeah,
Chief Connie now?
Chief Connie. Watch now. Watch.
Yeah, Chief Connie. I'm sorry.
What happened with him? Well, EJ yells at me for getting him to 30 truck because when they had the Father's Day fire, me and EJ went to check out a couple guys in the hospital. One of them was a friend of ours. And when we went to visit him, he was in the burn unit. They were changing his dressing. So I said, well, let's go visit the other guys. There was other guys that got banged up. So we walk into the room, and Connie is sitting there with his head all bandaged up. And we were talking, how you doing, brother? You need anything? Need a paper, soda, you know?
Yeah.
So, we leave, and I don't know how long after that, Connie comes in the firehouse one day. He's working. I said, where do I know you from? Somewhere. He goes. He said, where'd you? I said, I was in Rescue 4. He said, I used to be in 117. I said, that's where I know you from. I said, were you at the Father's Day fire? He goes, yeah, I got blown out the window.
Really?
So he got blown out like a second floor window.
Chief Connie.
Yeah, he was in 17 truck. Yeah.
Why didn't I know this?
117.
117.
Right. Right over the trapdoor.
Maybe I knew it. I just didn't.
Yeah, he got banged up pretty good.
Wow.
And that's why he's very forgetful, I guess. But I said,
right. He saw me the other day. He forgot my name.
Yeah. So I said to EJ, this is the guy we met in the hospital that time. Remember? He goes, oh, yeah. Because we went to visit this guy, Brendan, a friend of ours from 33 Truck. He got pretty good. I said, we got to get this guy here. He's a good guy, you know? Figured he's a good guy, you know? So, So EJ blames me for getting Connie there.
Let me see if one of
he's in the 16th now.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. But he was in the band too, so there he is.
Right. He's in the band. Yeah, that's me. Well, you got Jimmy Leach, Commander 30 Truck. He took over after EJ.
Yep.
I called Chief Jay Walsh. He was a lieutenant, great engine officer.
Oh man, the best.
Old school, 75 engine guy, 33 truck, busy. Me and Jay keep in touch a lot. Then you got Colony the Skirt Worry, EJ nicknamed him, and myself. That was Patty's Day Emerald Society party afterwards.
Nice. That's great.
Yeah.
Were you at the first World Trade Center bombing?
I was.
You are. How was that?
The first World Trade Center bombing was, I had just got to Rescue 4. And when I reported for duty, the bomb had already happened.
Yeah.
We had a spare rig. We were loading up with jacks and everything else. And we went in. We went in as a second rescue to volunteer if they needed it. We weren't on duty at the time. And we went into the rubble. You know, we were in the parking lot area, but I wasn't there when it happened.
Right.
But we just did a couple of searches and things like that.
Yeah.
We were just in the parking lot levels that were all like slanted and this way, that way.
Right.
We were Lieutenant Memon and another, we call him the Jericho Jew. Mike Milner, his name was another great fireman.
Okay.
He's well known. Well, anyway, we're sitting down taking a blow and we hear a horn go off. We said, oh shit, maybe somebody's in the car that, you know, they can't. But it was just the battery went and it
was a call horn. A call horn.
Yeah.
Oh.
But we were there for, I don't know, maybe a couple hours, then we took up.
I heard that hole was tremendous.
That was tremendous. I saw the hole.
Yeah.
But we were nowhere near there. We went around the other way into the parking lot.
Right.
That's where that guy, Kevin Shea, fell down. He was a Rescue 1 fireman.
Yeah.
He fell in that hole. And I think this chief, or he was a captain of squad, when a lifesaver rope went down and got him.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
I think he banged up his leg or whatever. Yeah, that was the first bombing. That was in like 92, the first bombing, right? 93?
92, 93, I think it was.
Because I just got to rescue them.
Yeah. So I think it was 90. Yeah. So it was, if you got to rescue 92, what month in 92 did you get to rescue?
I forget.
Yeah, I think it was 93, but I can't. That stuff. But now I want to show a quick video of when you were in rescue.
Yeah.
This is you. So.
A 15-ton winch coiled with steel cable plunged into a shaft. 33-year-old Anthony Odo was killed. 7 other workers were hurt. Yesterday, Odo's body was recovered. One firefighter told us he knows firsthand how dangerous construction work can be.
I did it for 10 years. My father was a Sandhog, my grandfather. So I was like third generation in Local 147. So it comes with the territory. It's dangerous work, but the guys do it. They're a special breed of guys.
The crew was working on the city's $5 billion.
Well, yeah, that was the water tunnel.
Okay.
The shafts going down.
Yeah.
So I was in rescue at the time, and I was home. And Terry Hatton, captain, he was a lieutenant at the time. He called me up and he said, Mac, would you come in early because you know the tunnel? I said, yeah, I'm coming in tonight. I'll come in early, you know. So he said, stay by your phone. So he called me back in about half hour. I said, all right, listen, we're going to go over there tonight, but it's rescue and recovery now. They got everybody out except one guy. So when I came in, we went over there. We looked around. There was an awful lot of water in the shaft. So they had to pump it all out.
Right.
So it was the day before Thanksgiving because we were going to do 3 hours every rescue on a watch line there.
Yeah.
Until the water was pumped out. So Terry Hatton took the earlier one. So we all told him, Lou, you know, we're all working tomorrow. Why don't we do it? It's our borough.
Yeah.
So he changed it to the morning. So we went over there when all the water was down, and we went down in that bucket that they showed you there. It was going down.
Yeah.
We went down and we found the guy. He was cut in half. His name was Anthony Otto. What happened was, in that particular job, they were in the concrete stage where they have forms around the concrete. And they had these winches that cantilever into the shaft, and they run the cables down to hook to the forms, and then they break the forms. So whatever happened when they took a strain or something, one of the winches just completely went down. You're lucky they didn't kill everybody.
Wow.
So there was a lot of guys hanging on the sides. I mean, when rescue first got there,
Yeah.
Kenny Memon was the boss. They went down there. That was hairy because
Wow.
they're not knowing what they're getting into. I mean, for a guy that doesn't know what the shaft looks like or what to expect, you know, I give them a lot of credit. I mean, I know what to expect if I would have went down there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Them going down the first time, like Mike Milner, I think he got a medal for that. He got a couple of guys out of there.
How far down? How deep was the guy?
Yeah, it's a dangerous job, you know.
How deep was the guy?
That shaft was about 800 feet down.
Wow.
Yeah, what they do is they work around a catwalk. They were like doing concrete work and breaking the forms.
Yeah.
And when that winch came down, it took everything with it, and they went right into the water. I mean, a couple of guys lost fingers. Some guys were hanging on by their strength, you know.
Yeah. Wow. So that's crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy. All right. So you're in now. I just want to jump ahead, go back. You're in 30 truck, right? You're working in 30 truck. You're in the Harlem Zoo, and you get the nickname Angel of Harlem. How did that come about?
Well, that's another funny story. We get sent to a fire down on 3rd Avenue, the Midtown.
Yeah.
We pull into the command post. It's a multiple dwelling. It's got most fires out. Next door to the fire building is a store where they groom dogs, all high-end dogs, you know. They do their nails, their hair, and all.
Yeah.
So we pull in. Crothers is running the job, Tree Crothers, and he tells me, well, first of all, he says to me, he said, Mac, he says, there's an exotic bird missing. He says, it's up on the top floor somewhere. You got to find it. So I'm like, how am I going to find a bird? You know?
Did you think he was breaking your balls?
No, because I'm thinking the store was a high-end birds in there and dogs.
Yeah.
So I grabbed this guy, Al Moneri. He's an animal guy. I said, Al, go up and see if you find this bird. I sent the wrong guy because he goes up there and he calls me back. He says, 3-0 over here, 3-0. He said, I don't see no bird up here, but there's a cockatoo up here. You know? So Crothers looks at me and he shakes his fucking head. Like, everybody's going crazy. So now Crothers says, okay, go into the store with the owners of the dogs and let them take their dogs home. So we go into this store and there's fucking 20 dogs. They're barking, they're jumping around. And who comes walking in but Penny Crone? She was a newscaster.
Right. Yeah.
She comes in and JC Corcoran's in there with me and he's screaming, yeah, that man there, he saved all the dogs. So she's like, who saved the dogs? She goes, that guy right there, the Angel of Harlem. That's how I got the name.
Oh, JC.
He goes, who's the angel? Who's the angel? She said, that guy right there, he saved all the dogs, you know. So now the companies that were more or less first due there, they're getting pissed off. They said, these fucking guys didn't come here till 3rd alarm. We put the fire out. But Corcoran gave me that name, Angel of Harlem, to this day.
That guy right there.
That guy right there. And that's Al Grogan's wife. She works at the U.S. Open.
Oh, okay.
That was a medal day or something. She was working there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
JC gave me that name, Angel of Harlem.
So I was new in the zoo, and the phone rings. I'm in the house watch, and it's JC, and he's like, "Hey, is the Angel of Harlem there?" And I was like, and this is before I knew.
Yeah.
I was like, "Who's the Angel of Harlem?" And he's like, "Big Mac, is McCLUSKEY there? But you got to say Angel of Harlem over the bitch box."
Oh shit!
And I was like, "Oh, here we go." So I did it.
Yeah.
You came running in.
What
Who the fuck told you? Who told you to say that? Who told you to say that? I was like, I don't know. Just answer the phone.
Yeah. He started a lot of shit on.
That's funny.
Yeah, he said, and then sometimes if you're sitting up in the office, all of a sudden you hear on the bitch box that song. There's a song, Angel of Harlem.
Oh, it's going to be in this video. Don't worry.
And they would play it. They would play it. I'm like, these motherfuckers, they never stop.
It's going to stick with you forever.
Then I go to a job one time in the Bronx with Chief Robey, and the deputy sends me up to the top floor. I go to the top floor. As soon as Robey sees me, he goes, "Oh, everything's good. The angel's here, you know." We come downstairs. The devil, what's this stuff with this angel stuff? I said, I don't know nothing about that. I don't know where it came from. You know?
That's
it's
great.
JC's work.
That's great. JC is such a great dude.
Yeah.
Let's see. Got the oh, you know what I want to ask you? You got on a job in 1981, right?
Yeah.
You had rubber goods, you were fighting fires with
Yeah.
cotton and wood and stuff. When do you recall a time when the fire started changing, got hotter, the material started changing? Do you remember, like, can you recall, like, when
you know, when it started to change, when they, you know, years ago, they used to have the regular windows in these fire and apartment buildings. They were wood with glass panels and putty. Then they started, and they would vent easily, you know, no problem. If you had fire coming out the window, no big deal. You go right in, push it out, you know.
Yeah.
Then they started changing these with these thermal imaging windows, and they were double paned, and they would hold the heat. Sometimes you'd pull up, you wouldn't even see anything.
Wow.
You know, because it was holding it. And now all of a sudden you got a vent, and it might be too late. But some of them, even though when they vented, they only broke one side of the pane. They didn't break the other side.
Right.
So then it was changed. A lot of things, and all the furnishings now, right? All plastics, all that shit was burning, you know.
Yeah.
But the old windows were great because they would burn, they would vent. You know, when you got there, it was vented. When the fire is vented, it's easy.
Yeah.
You know, you just go in with your line and you push it out the window.
That's what you want to see. You want to see fire out the window when you get there.
You want to see fire out the window, you know. Now, you know, when it starts turning white, now you got water on it, you know.
Yeah. To the general public, you know, fire out a couple windows is you traumatized. People are like, oh my god. But for us, for the most part, it's like, oh, this is what we want. It's already vented. So
yeah, it's vented. Yeah, but I mean, sometimes, you know, if you're in there, like you would be in the flat with thermal imaging windows, and all of a sudden now you're halfway into that apartment, and they take the windows immaturely, because that was a big thing too. You had to get permission to take the windows. Because you didn't want to take the windows and then light up on you while you're in there.
Right.
You know? Well, if you throw fire out a window, this is a bunt. Should be no problem, man. Just go down the hallway, button up. That's where the engine comes in. Get out of their way. One line 59. Then move in, knock it right down.
Boom. Love it. How did you feel about the bunker gear change when they went to bunker gear?
Yeah, that was different too. That's when I just got to rescue. I got to rescue. I was still with my rubber boots and pants, you know. Then the bunker gear came in.
Yeah.
You know, it was like anything else. You got used to it after a while, but it sucked. You know, it restricted your knees. Like when I used to wear just my underwear underneath the bunkers, I couldn't wear like long pants.
Right.
Restricted your knees, or you wear shorts. You know, summertime you're gonna earn it. You know, it's gonna be hot. I mean, there were times I was on the rig with my bunker gear, you too, I'm sure, where you feel the sweat just rolling down your legs.
Yeah.
You know, but, you know, they were encapsulating us. And, you know, you don't want to go too far now, and it lights up on you, like with the hood. You know, I wasn't too big fan of the hood because your ears tell you when it gets hot, or it gets too hot to get out. If you're all bundled up and everything, you're halfway in there now, lights up on, it's too late.
Yeah.
Did I wear one? Yeah, I did wear it when I was in rescue. We were, you know, we all wore them.
But I could see a lot of guys at the time of the transition used to one way of going in and knowing that they could feel the fire and this and that. And then now with the bunker gear just being encapsulated, and they're a little too far because they're so used to not being able to feel it and then get there and then like, oh shit, now it's too hot. Yeah. So I can see a lot of guys getting jammed up.
The old officers used to wear just one glove, and they put the hand up above their head. You know, if it got too hot, they're not going to go that far. You know what I mean?
Right.
Use the reach of the stream. You know?
Yeah.
To put the fire out, you know, till you get in there, because you don't want to go too far and it lights up on you. Now you can't get the fuck out.
Yeah. Interesting stuff. Yeah. So I'm going to pop up some pictures and we'll talk about some pictures. Picture time. How about that?
Okay. All right.
How about this one? Who's that?
That's Paul Walsh. My man made that of me. He did a picture of EJ, which was perfect.
Yeah.
So I told him, if you ever get a chance, you do me, you know. So we were hit and missing. And there was a party. Somebody got promoted at the firehouse. Maybe it was Nick's last night or something.
Yeah.
He said, bring your helmet in, and I'll take a couple of pictures of you. So I brought my helmet in. We went upstairs. He took about 5 shots, and that's what he painted it from. Came out good. I loved it. I mean, because my face, you feel like you could touch it.
Yeah, it looks like a photo. It looks like a photo. Yeah.
Yeah, he did a good job. Nice. He's very
Paul-
talented guy.
Oh, Paul Walsh Prince. I interviewed him. He's the
Yeah,
last video that I had. So
he did Leach. He did Timmy Clip.
yeah,
He did a bunch of guys. I mean,
he's done a bunch of guys. Yeah, the EJ one was great too. I put that one up in the
real natural
last-
stuff, you know.
Yeah, yeah. Good 30 trucks helmet here.
That's 30. You see the two spikes I got there?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Those are really two little screws. But I work with a guy that used to have these brass balls on there. I couldn't find them. So I got these spikes and I put them on there.
Like a little devil.
Just a little devil, a little devil. That's to hold the front piece in.
Look at that.
Oh, there you are.
Hey,
Made the cut, baby.
I made the cut.
All the boys, Patty's Day. Let's see what we got. You got Cullingford,
Yeah.
Cameron, myself,
Yeah.
Jay.
Uh-huh.
That's Gaffney, right?
That is Gaffney, yes.
Red, what was his name?
Kerry Coyne.
Coin. And
Yeah.
then you.
And then me. Made
You
it.
got your zoo patch right on there, too.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, Coin, he didn't stay long on the job, did he?
No, he got
hurt?
out. Yeah,
Yeah.
he got out. He got hurt. He got hurt. He had
Yeah,
a
Coyne,
shoulder.
right.
Yeah, shoulder thing. But
that
yeah,
was a
when I
fun
saw,
day.
I was going through the pictures, I was like, yeah, I made the cut.
That one.
Awesome.
You put that up on your wall of flame.
Yeah, Wall of Flame. I like it. I like it. Now, is this the
That's the bride. That's the
the
Patty's
bride.
Day bride.
the
That was
Patty's
at my
Day bride?
daughter's. That was at my daughter's wedding.
Nice. Nice.
Shannon. Yeah.
Now, is it true that you have to take everybody who comes to visit you on the day of your daughter's wedding has to take you got to take their request and hear them out, huh?
They got to shake my hand, kiss the ring.
Like the Godfather.
Godfather, yeah.
Speaking
That's
of
what
your
they.
daughters,
That's my Shannon's on my left. Oh well, Shannon, me, and then Patricia.
okay.
Shannon
Right.
has one child, 11 years old. Mickey, he's my boy. He's my main guy. And then Patricia, she has 3 girls, and she lives in Cheshire, Connecticut.
Oh, okay.
Shannon
Okay.
lives in Elmsford and Westchester.
Now, Shannon's the one that helped you with the
Yeah. Shannon works for the Westchester County Police. She's in the Detective Bureau. She's not a cop, but she's a secretary. And Patricia's a lawyer.
nice.
And yeah, they're doing good. They got a good family. They're good girls.
Nice.
That's Mickey with the, I don't know whose helmet that is. 2673.
That's a somebody right off probation helmet right there.
Yeah, it looks like it ain't dirty.
Not at all.
Wonder who could we blame? Maybe it's Cullingford. Is Cullingford in the truck?
Nah, he's still in the engine.
No,
He's
he'll never leave.
Nah, that's it. He's the second guy. Him and
Oh,
Danny.
yeah, he's number 2 guy.
Yeah, he's number 2
Who's
now.
number 1? Oh, Erickson.
Danny Erickson. Yeah, Danny Erickson's.
Hey,
number
I
one.
had a good job with Erickson.
Oh yeah,
I had a good job with him. I put him on the roof.
he's a good fireman, man.
Yes, he did a good job. We had that
Yeah.
job on. Matter of fact, it was the day of the lieutenant's exam, and Seaver was on the inside with me. Scott Seaver,
Yeah.
Scott Seaver, and Timmy Harris
Mm-hmm.
had Erickson on the roof. It was 145th and Lenox, the whole top floor. It was a store fire, and it got upstairs. Since then, they added a floor to the building. It was like a third along.
Yeah.
I think Greg Williams was the chauffeur. Shot
Okay.
right down Lennox.
Yeah.
Put the aerial up. Erickson went up on the roof. Did his bid. He did a good job. Good reports.
Yeah.
I had Seaver with me, and I had Timmy Harris. Seaver was a great guy.
Oh man, such a good kid.
That was such a shame. And that guy used to catch all the work.
I was in his groups. I worked with him all the
His
time.
helmet was like burnt up.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and we used to say the other probies were mad because he was catching all the work. You know, he had an old
Definitely-
put him on getting salty. You know,
Oh man. Oh,
it was a
God.
shame. You know that
Scott
he came
Seaver,
back
man.
from
Rest
his
in peace.
medical. He was going for his medical, and they're all nervous. I said, "Nah, you'll be fine." I said, and he came back, and I said, "How's it make out?" All right. He said, "Yeah, I got to go back with my blood. Something's with my blood."
Yeah.
I figured it was nothing, right? It winds up to be fucking cancer.
That was tough,
That
man.
was tough. Good guy.
I was working when EJ gave us the news. We came back from a box and he told us, and it was that was hard, man.
devastated.
That was hard.
That's
Yeah.
a great tribute what you guys did with his locker upstairs.
Oh, they did a great. Yeah,
His
yeah,
locker's still on the second floor with his coat and all the
yeah.
stuff.
It's a glass enclosure now.
Yes, yeah, and then
Yeah.
he got the one downstairs on the wall, right?
On the wall. His jacket's on the wall. Yeah.
Yeah, you guys don't forget 59.
Nah,
30.
Scott was such a great guy. You know, I've aside from, you know, Mikey D was up in 69 and 28.
Right.
You know, Scott was, you know, Scott technically was in line of duty, but losing a guy like that you worked with every day,
Yeah.
you know,
Another
tough.
guy, Mike Davison, that was a tough one too.
Oh man.
Were you working that fire?
No, I wasn't.
I know Jay had that fire.
Jay had that fire. I think Nelson Andrews. Yeah, I can't remember who in the engine was working. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, another tough one. Yeah. What about this one here?
Oh,
Yeah.
that
It's
was
like
cool.
a couple of Navy SEALs.
We had the black mustaches. Oh my God. That was at a picnic when we were in 45, 58.
Nice.
EJ had a color comb. He used to be gray. He was black. He used to dye his hair. That was in 45 engine. Yeah.
Nice. Where's this one I want to pop up? Oh, here you go. This is the guy that we all thought that you looked like. Boom.
Hulk Hogan. They did that to me down the shore. They got the picture and they put my face in it.
Yeah.
The funny thing is, they made like a 7-foot poster of cardboard and they put it on the beach. When I got to the beach that day, the Hulk was there, right? So all the little kids on the beach would go, "Hey, look at this Hulk Hogan. He's sitting right over there." The little kids were coming up to me. I said, "Get the hell out of here. I'm not Hulk Hogan." No. What was weird was,
Get out of here, you little shits. I ain't Hogan.
what weird was, every time when it was over at JC's house, he brought it to my house. We rented it, and it collapses. So every time I put it up, it fell down. And it kept falling down. I said, "Put the fucking thing away." That's the night that Hulk Hogan died.
Really?
Last summer, that's when he died. So maybe
No shit.
Yeah, it was weird. I said, "JC, look at this." I said, I was looking at it, it fell down. I picked it up because it came in like 3 pieces. It was about 7 foot high.
Right.
So we leaned it up against the wall. It fell down. We leaned it up against the couch. It fell down. I said, "Put the fucking thing away. You know, we're leaving next week anyway."
Yeah.
And that was the night that Hulk Hogan died.
Wow. What a coincidence.
I was in a car wash one time, and I'm waiting for my car, and I had a tank top on, and I had a tan, and the guy looks at me, he double takes. He looks again, he goes, "Man, I thought you were fucking Hulk Hogan." He goes, I said, "I wish I had his money."
Yeah. Oh, wow, man.
He's dead. I'm not him now. He's dead.
Hogan's ghost.
He's dead, yeah. So.
What's this one? There you go.
On the knob.
Action shot.
And the guy behind me, Greg Bucheri, another seasoned fireman.
Nice.
Was in 45, was in 95, 45. He went to 33. He wound up being a lieutenant, 67 engine.
Mm-hmm.
Booch, real good guy, really into the job. We had a lot of fun.
Yeah.
His tradition every Christmas was to burn the Christmas tree in the firehouse.
I love it.
In the kitchen.
In the kitchen.
In the kitchen, roaring. When the boss was upstairs.
Yeah.
So
Let's stay upstairs, boss. We got it. Don't worry.
Come down here now. You know what I mean?
Yeah. This one looks like you're a newscaster.
Yeah, that's the dead picture they call that. That's the picture you take in probie school that they put on your personal folder. If you can see that little line on top, that's a staple where they staple that to your personal folder. In case you die line of duty, they put that in the news.
No shit. That's the
that
one.
was my probie pick before I even got sworn in, I guess.
You look like you're about to do the news at 6 o'clock.
Yeah, I look like, they told me they thought I was a biology teacher. Get the fuck out of here.
Biology.
Hated school.
Here we go.
There's the wife again. That's the day I got promoted, then 95.
Mm-hmm.
It was a good day. It's good to get promoted, but, you leave the rank of fireman, and that's the best rank.
Yeah.
Firefighter is the best rank, let me tell you.
Yeah.
The lieutenant, okay, you get a little extra money, you're the boss, but it's different. I remember an old chief telling me, you know, you guys are going to get promoted, and it's going to be funny. You're going to change a little. He says, because when I made lieutenant, he said, I walked in the kitchen. I was talking to the guys. They didn't know me.
Mm-hmm.
I made captain. They were a little quieter. He says, when I made chief and walked into the kitchen, they all disappeared. Nobody wanted to talk to me. I felt like, what the fuck did I do? I'm one of you, you know? But it's a different thing when you're a boss. Because like I always say, the hardest thing a boss could do, I'll give you as a tidbit for new officers.
Yeah.
Say no. That's the hardest thing to do. And sometimes you got to do it. You don't want to, but sometimes it gets out of hand. You got to tell the brothers, they ain't doing that, you know. That ain't happening, you know, because I was just to say, I said, if anything goes down, you know, we get off the rig, you guys go into the kitchen. I'm the one that's out there talking to the chief. I'm the one that's going to start making excuses and whatever, you know, this.
Yeah.
But the hardest thing is to say no as a boss because we're all the same, you know. But the firefighter rank is the best rank.
Yeah, it's tough to make the unpopular decisions with the men.
Because you know you're not hurting them. It's just like sometimes shit can't go on like that. You know,
Right. If you let shit go on too long, they'll get out of control.
Yeah. Then you look like, you know, they say, yeah, you look like an asshole. They walk all over that officer. You know.
Yeah.
You know, different thing. But their 30 truck was good. Everybody took care of business there.
Yeah.
You know, if there was ever a problem, I would go to Nick or Anthony Shallow, Kenny Hammond, Al Grogan, all good guys. Michael Burns say, listen, you got to talk to this guy. You got to talk to that guy.
Yeah.
Everybody gets to talk to. I even got to talking to when I was a fireman, so don't feel bad. I don't feel bad.
Yeah.
We all screw up, you know.
You didn't get promoted to do this?
Oh, look at that fat boy. You look like you shot in a fire truck, I say.
He looks exhausted there.
God. I'd give him 3/4 right away for that. Tommy Quinn.
TQ.
Another star in the house. Tommy came out of the 37 truck.
Yeah.
He came to 59. We had a lot of fun, me and Tommy.
TQ, man. TQ.
Love to eat, man.
Yeah, in the middle of the night, he loves to
set
eat.
him up too. They used to set him up in the middle of the night. They put like hot sauce in the jelly donut or something, and he'd eat it. He'd go fucking crazy.
Yeah,
go, motherfuckers, they got me again.
Yeah. We not we, but somebody used to put.
I said, stop eating, you fuckers. That's all. You eat so much. 3 o'clock in the morning, you're in there eating a lamb chop. They put hot sauce on it.
Somebody put the TQ's midnight feeding a sign on like a leftover plate in the zoo, and he would come out. Who the fuck did this?
They were crazy like that.
That's great. Let's do 1 or 2 more pictures here, and then
what are we looking at?
Let's see. But you know,
a
little bit of time.
Yeah.
Let's see. There you go.
That was that's my driveway. That was the van, the fire assistant program that they gave me.
Yeah.
Let me use to take EJ back and forth. He lived in Rockland. I live in Westchester, so I would shoot over the bridge and pick him up, take him down, take the wife down, whatever.
Yeah.
The treatment he needed, you know.
Right.
But there's the boys. That's Noreen. It's EJ on the right. Noreen, the commander, and myself.
Yeah.
That was taken down at the Chelsea, not the Chelsea Pier 17. I think the time that they got the company medal. Remember they got the company medal or something.
Yeah.
That was there. That was that one. Yeah.
Yeah,
I think Leach was involved in it. Yeah.
I think Leach looks like he's 12 years old in that picture.
Yeah, puppy. Yeah, look, he looks like he just shaved. He looks just like I know his father. His father was in 31 truck when I was in 58.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he was a hell of a fireman. That guy. What they call him? Nicky? No.
I don't know.
Dickie Leach. His name was
Dickie Leach.
Yeah, he was a Navy guy, real good guy.
Yeah.
And this when EJ got sick, I had this made up for that guy Boone, the woodworking guy that does all the tables.
Yeah.
I think his name is Boone. He made that. I had that made up and gave it to EJ. Nice. His helmet, my helmet, and then when he passed, his wife gave it to me back. So I have that up in my den.
Right. Right.
I think his name was Boone. He does all the tables.
It sounds right. That sounds right.
You know, he does all the carvings.
Yes.
I think he's up where you live. I think he's in Warwick. You in Warwick?
I'm in Warwick. Yes.
Well, he's got a shop there, the guy. Is it Boone? Not Boone.
So,
I think
Bobby Singer gave me a carving because he had like a couple of them. He was like, "Yeah, you can have this. It just says FDNY on it."
Right.
And it might have been from that guy then, but I can't remember his name. If it was,
I think it's Boone. I think it's Boone. He's in Warwick, so he's got a shop in the back of his house. He's still working.
I should know this.
Firehouse tables for the companies and stuff, you know.
Yeah.
He'll do anything. He does anything, the guy.
Right.
He even does classes. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So what did you and EJ together like fucking?
Oh, we were like glue. We were like glue. Yeah.
Like glue. What do you want to say about?
Well, we hung out together.
Yeah.
We hung out together. Well, we came on the job together. We got out to dinner with our wives, became very friendly, went on vacations. He'd go down to LBI, I'd go down to Shore. We did everything together. We more or less our whole career together, you know.
Yeah.
So you know, he was just a good guy. Went to All Hallows, went to Lehman College. I think he had a fit ed degree. He was a big hockey player.
Yeah.
Into sports, always working out, you know, and it was funny when we get the spots in 30 truck. Usually they would put a guy and give a guy. And EJ said, if we don't get it together, we're not taking it. I said, no, EJ. I said, you got made ahead of me. You take it. And I said, I'll find something, you know. And he goes, nope. If we get it together, we're not taking the fucking thing. And sure enough, we had a good captain in Rescue 4, Captain Jack. He had a lot of influence. And he must have helped us. And Abe, too. Abe wanted us there, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
But, yeah, we had
meant a lot to you. The guy meant a lot.
Yeah, he meant a lot to me. He was good.
Yeah, yeah.
We did everything together. We were like brothers, you know.
For sure, for sure. Yeah.
Worked together, played together. We skied together, even with his wife. We go away on trips down the shore. You know,
and
guy, a lot of fire duty under his belt. You know,
I was just gonna say, losing a guy with that kind of experience. Yeah,
yeah. He's been around. He's a chief you want in front of the building. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You know, and he studied with me, him, John Corcoran. Look at John now. He's a deputy assistant chief. That's great.
Yeah.
That's beautiful, man. You know, they need guys like him because the job's getting young. The job's very young now. They got a lot of young chiefs coming out, young lieutenants, you know. Just hope that there's guys that have time to teach these guys, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I always said, you know, we have so much time in the firehouse that we waste if you do it 24. I always say, pick up a book, you know, read ladders, read private dwellings, engine ops. It'll only make you a better fireman. You know, the more shit you shovel against the window, it's going to stick.
Yeah. They always told me, stay in the books, books. Because once you're out of the books, it's hard to get back into them.
Yeah, you don't have to go crazy. And, you know, a lot of guys say, I don't want to start reading. The guys will break my balls. And so, you know, when you're on watch at 12 o'clock, take out a book. Nobody sees you. Read a little engine ops. Something that, you know, you're in the engine. Let's read about taxpayer fires. Let's do private work. Just keep it in the mix. Keep it fresh, you know?
Yeah.
Because you're only good as your last job. You're only as good as your last job, you know?
That's true. Yeah.
But
you get 100 out of boys at fires, and then that one last job that you really fucked up at, that's what they're gonna remember.
No, yeah, but we all fuck up. You know, I fucked up. We all, you know, just like I used to tell the guys all the time, you know, taking the roof when you get the roof position. I said, I want you to take the skylight. Because I was at a job once where a chief came to me. I was a fireman. And he said, Mac, did you have the roof? And I said, yes. He said, how come you didn't take the skylight? I said, Chief, to tell you the truth, we came on the second, third alarm. We were cutting trenches and cutting roofs. I didn't even think about that. Right. He said, well, the skylight was never taken. And if it was taken, it would have been lifted. It would have lifted better. So I always taught my guys, you know, hey, I don't care if it's 1075. I want the skylight taken. Because You might have an inexperienced guy on the roof, and he might forget to do it. He might get the bulkhead,
Yeah.
but he don't get the skylight because the guys downstairs on the fire floor, they might not even have the door open yet. So when you open the door on the bulkhead, it might not be that much smoke come out. You think, it's not too bad. Until they open the door downstairs. Now you're doing your perimeter, and, you forgot to take the skylight,
Yeah.
Well, I always tell them, take the skylight,
Yeah. They're great advice for a roofman, a new roofman, or any roofman.
Yeah.
You coming on a multiple.
Right.
Do a quick check. Make sure the fucking skylight's
you're not checking up on the guy. Just go over what the first roofman should have did.
Yeah.
Like you said, it might. I hear a lot that like the trucks now are getting maybe 2 probies on. They don't want to put them on the outside. But if you do got a probie, you want to make sure he's safe first of all.
Yeah.
But these are things that you should go over because he might forget. He might have got the bulkhead and never got the fucking skylight. That's a good story I had. I was doing a 24, and I had the OV in the daytime. The nighttime, I had the roof. So we pull up to this job, people bailing down the fire escapes. I went for the people coming down the fire escapes. Meanwhile, I had the roof. I forgot, but my chauffeur picked up on it. He went and got the roof. And now I'm saying, holy shit, because nothing deters the roof man from getting the roof. You got to get that roof. You got to take the adjoining building, the stick, rear fire escape, whatever.
Yep.
When he looked at me and he gave me a wink, like I got it, like he knew, he knew what I was doing. Really, the OV should have been doing that, and I should have went to the roof. But I learned from that job. So we always fucking.
That's a tough instinct to break, like because you're a fireman, you're supposed to save people and help people, but you got to, like you said, nothing deters a roof man. You got to get to that roof. You got to be that's somebody else's job right now. They're coming. Yeah, you got to get to that roof. It's hard to just walk away from that. Yeah,
I had blinders on. I had it opposite. That night I had the roof. I didn't have the OV. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And hey, you don't get the bulkhead door too. There could be 6 people at the top of the bar. I've had times where I got the bulkhead door and people knocked me down because they were coming up through the bulkhead.
Wow.
Holy
shit.
And I got knocked right on the roof. I'm saying, holy shit, Wow. But these people, if that was padlocked, years ago, they used to padlock the bulkheads.
Yeah.
They were trapped on the top floor. They couldn't get out. That's why a roof man never takes the interior to the roof. You're jammed up,
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. Great advice. Great stories there. All right. So we're getting on. I just want to ask you one more question before we take off.
Okay.
First of all, Mac, awesome. Thank you so much for being on the show, man. It was great talking to you.
Right.
The funny stories, me being there and knowing some of the stories and the guys.
You were the man there too, the chauffeur boy. You were some chauffeur.
Oh, I appreciate that.
Get water anytime.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
That's a hard job. When the shit's hitting the fan, you ain't got no water coming out of that hydrant. You got to know what the fuck to do.
Yeah.
And you got to have the right guy there. Nick always said, that guy Delaney, I had to give you a feather in your cap. He said, I seen that guy working. We had no problem. We'll get water.
Nice.
One line 59.
Thanks. All right. So you've been through a lot. You've been through 9/11. You've been through dealing with, your best friend passing away. We dealt with Scott Seaver, 69 engine, dealt with Mikey D, and numerous other firehouses have dealt with tragedy and line of duty deaths, or just guys, passing away. How do you deal with a firehouse full of guys who are grieving in some sort of tragedy, and you're grieving yourself? How do you keep them going? How do you keep them, in line? How do you keep not in line, but like just wanting to get up in the morning? And how do you recognize if a guy's having too hard of a time, and how do you deal with that?
Yeah, well, you gotta take care of your men. Number one, as a boss, and you got to feel for them. If they're having a bad time or something like that. Well, I've had incidents where I had a guy come up to me. We were out on BI, and his dog was dying. His dog at home, and he broke down. I mean, I relieved the guy of duty. I told him, go home. I don't want to.
Yeah.
You just got to take care of him. He didn't want to leave, but I told him, no, you got to go. You got to take care of this.
Yeah.
Because you never know what'll happen. But everybody supports everybody else in the firehouse. you come back from a job or come back from a funeral, you have a few and you talk a little bit, you know, but it's all support from one another, you know. And as a boss, you know, you gotta, if you see something, you gotta maybe talk to the guy, you know, or have someone talk to him.
Yeah.
Maybe he needs help in something, you know, could be anything.
Right.
You know, I've had instances where guys came and they said, I gotta go away. I said, all right, no problem. No, you got an issue? We make one phone call, we'll take care of you, you know?
Yeah.
It's hush hush. Nobody has to know anything. You know, it's that's the way we do things. We take care of it one another in the firehouse. You know, and the job, the whole job. You know, we have all those resources out there. You know, we were lucky too to have Kurt Lester with us. Lester was big with the counseling, helped a million guys out. You know, if anyone ever wanted to talk to Kurt, he was always there. You know, he had some funny stories and, you know, a good guy. And he was my 24 partner. So we laughed a lot. But like I said, you know, as a boss, it's tough. You just got to take care of the guys, man.
Yeah.
You know, if they want to cry on your shoulder, let them cry. It's all right. You could cry. No big deal. I cried before. No big deal. You know. Yeah, I don't know.
All right.
That's
it's tough. We're there for each other, and you know, that's how it's got to be. You see a guy hurting, and you work with a guy for so long, you got to know that his ins and outs, and be like, this guy's off because of what happened. Let's take care of him. And
let him make the decision. You know, more or less, that person's got to make the decision too, to reach out to the boss or to someone in the firehouse, and say, listen, I'm having a hard time with this. I'm having a hard time with that. What should I do? You know, all right, let's maybe go talk to the boss. Let's talk to someone that maybe went through this. Could help you, you know?
Yeah.
I had a friend of mine call me one time, you know, his wife, you know. Nah, it wasn't a fireman. He said, I think you're hitting the bottle too much, you know. You got to talk to him, you know.
Yeah.
What the hell do I say to him? I don't even know what to say to him, you know. But you got to, you know, you got to watch your boundaries too when you talk to people like that. They might get offended.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah.
So,
all right.
Yeah, that's about it. Good
stuff. Great stuff. I mean, that was it was bringing me back to memory lane talking to you. It was a lot of fun.
I'm not a psychologist. I'm not a doctor, but I have common sense. That's all.
Yeah.
Just do the right thing.
Yeah.
And it's easy to do the right thing in the job, you know. When you don't do the right thing, there's problems.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. There's a lot of guys to keep you in line to do the right thing. They let you know when you're not doing the right
thing. They'll let you know. Someone will let you know.
Yeah, for sure.
There was one other fire I wanted to tell you about.
Do it. Let's do it.
John Divine fire.
Oh, yeah.
Where we had the ladder pipe.
Famous.
I had the right guys working. I had my famous chauffeur, Nicolello. And we went into the church. We went on a multiple or whatever. There was companies out. The smoke started banking down in the church. And I said, all right, we got to get into this. It was like a little religious store we went into, and we're going upstairs. You could hear it crackling. But the companies were already up there, 76 and 22. I said, there's too many people on the staircase. It was like a winding stair. I said, let's get down. Maybe we could vent the roof. So that's why there's a picture with the aerial up to the roof.
Yeah.
I was going to go up on the roof and cut the roof. I had John McGann, Bobby Singer, Kurt Coy, Slattery, Nicolello. I had all the right guys. I think I had, was Healy with me? I forget. But anyway, if you looked at the structure, the steel was going through. I thought it was going to pull the whole friggin' wall down. So I said, we better not get on this roof. But needless to say, that went right down to the bottom. But the tower ladders they had in the rear, one broke down, something happened to the other one. So I called the chief. I said, Chief, we could put the ladder pipe in operation right now. He goes, nah. I asked him again, nah. All right, 30, put the pipe in operation. We had a water source. I think it was 37 engine.
Yeah.
Boom. The pipe was up. Nick is on there. We had a perfect stream. And we prevented it from going into the church. Because if it would have broke those stained glass windows, all the draperies, everything would have went in there.
Oh, would have went right up. Yeah. I'll put that picture up too when I find it.
At the end of the fire, they said Von Essen wanted to talk to me. Von Essen was the commissioner.
Yeah.
I said, what the fuck do we do now? So I said, "Yeah, what's up?" He says, man, I haven't seen a ladder pipe in 20 years. And Nigro, he said the same thing.
Yeah.
He says, I haven't seen that ladder pipe in a. So now everybody was using ladder pipes after that. Our house was getting cold. Now we got to drill on this fucking thing because of you guys. You got to know your tools.
Yeah. We used to drill on that all the time.
Yeah, that
all
was
the time.
Baby.
Yeah.
That was Nick's baby, man. He put that in operation.
Yeah.
I didn't do nothing. I said, go do it. They did it.
He loved it. He
And
loved
he had the Hyades going, and we had some stream. If you had a picture of it,
Yeah, I'll put a picture up. Yeah.
stream going too. And
I think it was on it was a cover of the WNYF, right?
Yeah, they used it a couple of times. That was like a fifth alarm that thing.
Yeah, yeah. Nice.
That's the church where they bring the animals in every year and bless them, you know.
Yeah, St. John the Divine.
Yeah, right on Morningside there.
Right, right. Oh, awesome. On that note,
okay.
Storied career, great stuff. I mean, the experience from Sandhog to fire department, getting to work with you, just had fun, had a blast. I mean, I really appreciate you coming on.
Do it all over again.
Oh, man, I bet you would. You wouldn't change a thing, right?
Did 28 years, would have did it all over again.
Nice.
Same places I went to. All good guys. Met good guys.
Yeah, yeah. Awesome stuff.
But, you know, I'm getting up there in age. Got a new knee now. So I'm getting old, you know.
That happens. You can't fight for all the time, man.
No. 73. Where did that come from, man?
Woo, 73.
I'm out 17 years now. March. No,
Really?
next month will be 17 years. I'm out. Yeah. I got out in 09. I had a heart thing. I had a stent put in.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh.
Wow. I thought it was, I mean, I got it written down here, but I feel like it was just later than that. I felt like I had a lot more time with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I had a great time, great house, you know. Always good to go back, see the boys. I go back now, I don't know too many guys.
No.
There's all new guys there now.
Yeah, for sure.
think,
Even I like most.
The order came down last night. They got 3 more probies at 59.
Wow.
Yeah.
Holy smokes.
Jabo's got his hands full.
Yeah, Java's a cat. Oh, he's covering captain right now. Yeah.
Because I heard Gaffney just got out. I heard he got out.
Oh, is he out now officially?
Yeah, I heard it was on the order. So
all right. Okay. All right. Listen, Mac, I can't thank you enough for agreeing with it. Looks like you had a good time. I think you had a good time.
Yeah, it was good. It went 2 hours. It went fast. Now
I told you.
Now I got to watch it again.
Yeah, it'll come out this one will come out the 22nd, I think, of February.
Well, I'll be
watching.
Looking
Yeah,
for
so hang on.
Okay.
Everybody, I want to thank you guys for watching the kitchen table. And I really appreciate it. Don't forget to like, subscribe, all that stuff. And remember, it must be true if you heard it at the kitchen table. Thanks, Mac.
Okay, good.